All right, welcome back, everybody. Today we have 5 fun perceptions or misconceptions of IT.
And they are varied.
These are the ones that everybody believes. We'll start off with number 1. Any IT can fix anything with just one click.
Of course.
I hear that so many times. Well, you can't just fix it right away. It's not a quick fix. Everything doesn't matter.
Actually, the best one is when staff or users come in. They're like, "Oh, it's just gonna be a quick fix." The best piece is when you respond. Well, then fix it.
If it's just one click, why haven't you clicked it?
Like, if it's one click, there's probably a button for it then.
I will say, most of the time, it's usually something stupid. Restart, a driver's interfering with something, something's bottlenecking.
User clicked a button, didn't realize they clicked a button. User drugged something somewhere and lost their files. But usually, it's a fast fix. It's never really one click. I mean, it could be.
It depends on the troubleshooting process. If it's something I can quickly see that you've opened 2 or 3 screens, you got 2 or 3 drivers trying to interact at the same time, or something's just seeing, like I said, printing with a printer, you print with Adobe, and you lock up your Adobe. If I can find it really quick, yes, it really is a few clicks.
Or it may be that we've seen the issue because somebody else has reported it at some point in time, and for us, it's just repeating the exact same steps that we've done before, and it's just muscle memory at that point in time. Sure, seems like one click, but
now when you come at me with that third-party software that you're like, hey, you know this? Nope, I didn't even know we had that. Oh, I do all this with it. Oh, I didn't know you did that with that. Well, I changed these things.
It used to look this way.
It used to look this way, and it's been this way for 10 years. I didn't even know we had this. Oh, but I changed it about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, something we've had that I didn't know we had, something you used that I don't know what you used. Fix it.
Yeah. Or, hey, by the way, I used to use this layout, which is a non-standard layout, but recently it's gone away. Could you put it back to that? Well, now you're starting with, I don't actually know what layout you were using, what it looked like, what setting you had done previously, and now you're asking me to suddenly replicate that when it's a non-standardized setup.
Yeah, so to put that one, that's a misconception. Not necessarily with one click can we just fix anything, which leads us into number 2.
Everyone's a computer genius.
Everyone in IT is a computer genius.
True.
Is how it's actually worded. And far from it.
Not true at all.
I'm going to say as far from it as possible. There's a lot of people in IT that are really good with one thing. And for the printer guys out there, I love you. Thank you for loving printers.
We're not sure why you do.
I don't know how you do, why you do. I don't know what you do in your free time or what goes through your head or how you sleep at night. Thank you. Yeah. I cannot stand a printer. Fixing one,
printers, scanners, a lot of peripherals in general is not my real cup of tea. I'm very much like let me deal with back-end hardware, databases, data in general, software in general, not user software, back-end database software.
Yeah, you want to stay with the server, antenna, network switches. I love the physical hardware there.
Yeah. The
physical hardware of a printer, no.
And the idea of being a computer genius really touches on that. Most IT are specialized IT. They specialize in Active Directory. They specialize in Azure. They specialize in Exchange. They specialize in the Adobe suite or like a specific CRM within your company. They're not necessarily experts on everything across the computing landscape because, quite frankly, it's literally impossible.
Then it's beyond impossible. The changes and how fast everything is changing right now, I don't say you can't do it, but I don't think you can.
No,
to stay up to date on everything,
day.
like there's no physical way. You'd have to be up 24/7 researching everything.
Well, you may be good at a large number of categories, and you may be really good at troubleshooting in general and learning topics on the fly, but our field is so vast, and there's so many pieces that are ever changing that to be like, oh yeah, I'm an expert on it. No, you're not. Like, there's always somebody better out there. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. Very rarely do you have, hey, by the way, my tech is the top of that field.
That's not true. Another perception that we see or that people misconcept is that IT only gets called when something breaks. Yeah. And if you're doing your job, I usually know about it before you call me. I usually have all the flags going off. I have the warnings going off. I got my dashboard saying something's up. Typically, if it's a big scenario, a network or something, a server going down, I'm going to know about it before you know about it. Now, that doesn't mean we don't appreciate the calls. That doesn't mean don't call.
Yeah, and
definitely,
And with that, I mean, the idea that we're only called when something breaks implies that, look, IT's only around to ever fix your stuff. It's missing the whole other branch of IT of, one, We're doing proactive things like making sure that the organization that we work for is secure. We're doing things like proactive maintenance, saying, okay, how can we plan out what we're going to replace over the next 3-5 years? How we can make network changes while keeping everybody in our organization online as much as possible.
Yes, trying to keep alive.
How we can implement, actual full building build-outs. Maybe your company's adding a full building, or your IT in the background isn't worried about what's breaking. They're worried about, hey, how do we deploy systems in a manner that your organization can still be making money and still be basically efficient and organized through that whole process. And so the idea that, hey, IT's only dealing with broken stuff. No, we deal with a lot of stuff that isn't broken. A large portion of our job deals with working operational systems. And Absolutely. It's really resiliency of systems is, at least in my part,
I was say
continuity and resiliency.
From here, currently right now, dealing with trying to bring new things online, trying to get new stuff, new security intertwined. Like, there's a lot of research that goes on in IT. Yeah. Technology's changing. Hey, can this integrate with this? Can this work with this? Do these work together? There's a lot of time spent working, trying to figure out if you want something to work on your side, will it work on my side? Will this third piece you want to come in? Can we get it all to work? And there's actually a lot of research going on in downtime, we'll call it.
Yeah, when we're sitting at our computer waiting for a call, we're not. We're actually taking and either diving into projects that we have on the side or diving into new technologies, new software, so that we can actually best implement them across our organization.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to number 4, that the cloud is just literally somewhere in the sky or some imaginary data set that you're just throwing stuff into.
That one is actually more popular than what I thought. The amount of people that, when you say it goes to the cloud, where does it go?
Yeah, people are confused, and really it's just like within your organization you have your server rooms, right? Everybody's familiar, at least in some regard, of internal systems. Well, the cloud is basically just that. It's just not internal. It's now an external organization that just serves the general populace in terms of, hey, I've built out a lot of servers with a lot of storage, and now I'm going to offer this as a service to customers across the world. And that's really what the cloud starts to become, right? So across the internet, it's basically server rooms interconnected and working together.
Somebody else's server room. I'll make it simple for you.
Yeah,
your IT could host their own cloud. I know some people at home now with some of the new NASA stuff, they host their own cloud. And good for you for hosting your own. Getting that way, I would say I'd rather host my own personally than have it go out to some third party where they want to up the price on me, they want to down the size of it.
You get more privacy hosting your own. You have to take on the intricacies of it. But it's become really quite easy in recent times of the idea of, hey, by the way, I can buy this appliance, plug it into my network.
Western Digital, Skyhawk, Ubiquity, all of them make these little NASAs now and little sky clouds like that. Synology has a nice. Yeah, I use Synology. It's getting fairly easy to you literally just plug it into your switch or your router and piece an app or something.
Load their software, load an app,
and
boom, here it is. Set up your settings, add your users, and suddenly you set up this
your own cloud
storage. Yep. That is basically the exact same idea as the cloud.
Which kind of goes into our 5th one, our fun misconceptions that ITs can hack anything.
What, you can't?
No. No, it's not quite that easy.
That's why we hired them. But
I will say, if you put stuff out there in the cloud, the more ways to get to it, the more chances it can be intercepted, the more chances there is of something being seen. But IT in general, if you're really going to hack, now when people say hack, it's, I found your password, I typed in, yes, that technically is hacking.
Typed in password 123, the generic, hey, by the way, you know what? My IT makes me change my password, so I'm going to start using the month of the year.
And then every 90 days when you change it, we're like, well, what month did they change it?
Exactly. Now, the idea of hacking, of course, through modern pop culture has been, hey, you just type on the keyboard, here's the command prompt, and boom, I'm in. It's not really that in any way.
The show's definitely got that one wrong.
That. Yes, there are AI tools that are stepping into that are going to take and change the landscape again on everybody. But there's also AI defense tools that are coming on field as well. But yeah, we also don't all sit in a dark room, hoodie on and break into systems either.
Maybe in the middle of winter when it gets cold, I'll sit in a dark room with my hoodie on, drinking my hot chocolate. But
because the power's out.
Because the power's out and I got my battery backup going. But no, the ITs can hack anything. there are some really good out there. There's some good software out there. There's keyloggers out there, but it's way more intricate than what
I think
you would think, or what the TV shows tell
and
you
I
it's
think
gonna
I
be.
think a lot of the perception also is, hey, by the way, oh, my account was broken into. Oh, hackers are targeting. No, they're not necessarily targeting you. They're blanket statementing across organizations. They're stealing data from some of these corporations. They're getting a list. Maybe you bank at a place that had a data breach. Maybe you shopped at a Target, got your account there. You made the mistake that users make, and they use their password across all these things because it's easy. And now basically the hackers are taking this formed password database, they're taking this email list, and they're basically flushing it through, scripting it against these pieces, and hacking you just to see what positives get in there. Now, even if you're hacked on your email, whether or not they actually stole anything from you, a lot of these organizations blanket it with a bot.
Yep.
Figure out what they can get into, and then they come back later. So it depends on how fast you notice a hack of whether or not you actually lose data.
And I would hate to say it, but I feel like most of the hacks now are going to be from a phishing. They're literally going to reach out to you, ask you for your password, or ask you for your username, ask you to change your stuff, send you to a fake website.
And you're going to give it to them.
And that's where I see most of the hacking now of the Facebook. Somebody will send you a blank link that says, hey, click on this Facebook link, click on this banking link, click on this whatever link, and change your password. You've been hacked. Well, you'll click on the link, because most people aren't thinking, and it's a mirrored or a dummy site.
And it looks close.
It's close. So
you're lulled into that false sense of security. Well, oh yeah, maybe I was doing business. Maybe I was dealing with this company. You take and you fill it out, and then your heart drops at that moment in time, because then something else suddenly looks off, and you're like, okay. Or maybe you don't even catch it at all, and now you've given it to them.
If you submit that refund form or whatever.
Yeah. And that's really one of those pieces of really how a lot of hacks work. Or the idea of social engineering. That's the other side of actual today's hacking. The idea of, hey, most people are putting their information out there freely. Like we as a society have opened ourselves up so freely of, hey, by the way, here's my kids and here's my names. Well, psychology tells us that most people, when they pick their passwords, they're picking their animal names, they're picking their kids' name, they're picking their birthdays.
Yep.
And social engineering hackers take that data that you're so freely giving, and that's how they attack you, especially if they are truly trying to hack your stuff versus just trying to do a general blast.
Yeah. So
I think that's a real baseline generalized touch into like the hacking or cybersecurity type world.
Once again, you could do a whole episode. I think we've done little pieces. We've never actually gone far into depth on some of social engineering, but those are just 5 fun little misconceptions of the IT that I think most people think about, but they don't actually understand what's really going on.
Yeah, it's easy to acknowledge them as that. You just don't necessarily if you ask a person, most people aren't going to name this off as a list, but if they actually got this list, they'd be like, oh yeah, actually I have thought about that at my IT staff before. So.
Absolutely.
But thank you guys for joining us, and we hope to catch you next time.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Catch you next time.